Hello and welcome to my tarot corner. Believe it or not, but I can shuffle. So my husband isn't here yet, so he doesn't know. And I am going to start shuffling the cards as I always used to. It's still painful, but I can do that. And I still want to do the readings here for the time being before I start reorganizing my tarot corner. So before I start, please take a few moments to read my full disclaimer in the description box. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumptions and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourselves. So as a celebration for my ability to shuffle the cards, I'm going to do a Celtic cross now. And I told you before, there are many versions of the Celtic cross. There is one that I do with people that I read for, which is completely different than the one that I'm doing today, because it's meant to help the person to grow and to develop with his life. So this is a completely different reading, but this is one of the most known Celtic crosses, let's say it that way. Many people use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look into the docuseries that Netflix and the Sussexes are doing. There are so many rumors around this Netflix docuseries. There are rumors that say that the docuseries is contradicting Harry's book. P. Dina said in one of her videos that 80% of the footage in the docuseries is from things that happened with the royal family, and that is why they are copyrighted and they cannot use it. And then there are many things that are coming out, like Meghan herself is distancing them from the docuseries, trying to put the blame or the responsibility on Liz Garbus, who is the director. And it seems like this docuseries might contain quite a lot of bombshells, let's say it that way, or nuclear bombs that are directed at the royal family, and this is why Meghan is trying to distance themselves from it. So I'm going to do a Celtic cross and look around about this docuseries. Will it succeed? What does it contain? So that's what a Celtic cross is all about. And I'm using the Barbara Walker tarot because the cards are smaller, so it's easier to put them all on this smaller space. So I am shuffling the cards now. Okay, so I want to see what is going on with the Sussexes docuseries with Netflix. Is it containing very harmful information about the royal family? Why are the Sussexes trying to distance themselves from this? What can we learn around the Netflix docuseries of the Sussexes? Okay, so just pay attention that I'm using their name, not any nickname or anything else, because I want the cards to give me a real image of what is going on. So the first card is the card that shows us the heart of the situation, and we get the Hangman. The Hangman is a card of someone who is First of all, in between. So this is about a person that, or at least this docuseries is in between. They are trying not to be too harsh on the royal family, but they are still having a lot of things that are bad. This shows the need to change perspective, to need to see things a little bit differently. But it's also a card of sacrifice. It's also a card of someone who believes everything will be okay, but is sacrificing himself. So I believe that this docuseries is, first of all, trying to change people's point of view and perspective about the Sussexes. That is the main thing here. And this goes very well with my next reading, which is going to be whether or not Meghan is going to succeed in changing her image, because that is what she's trying to do with all of the articles that are coming out, the Variety article. So this is about them portraying themselves as victims, as they always do, as sacrificial, as people that are in between, because they are still royals, but they still have titles, but they are not working royals, so they are in this limbo state. And this is another reason why I believe that King Charles needs to be very direct and take away their titles before the docuseries comes out. So this card is trying to change the public opinion of the Sussexes. This is what the docuseries is about, and the public opinion about the monarchy. So altogether, this card shows us that this is not a very good series regarding the royal family. Okay, what is disturbing them? What is blocking them? The obstacles. And what I'm getting here is the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles, as it's written here, is a card of charity. But the Six of Pentacles is also a card of someone who is getting what he deserves, getting what he is giving. And in order, if you want to receive, you need to give. This is a card of second chances. This is a card of being lucky. But because it comes in the obstacle place, it is a card of disappointments and people that are feeling that they are not getting what they deserve. So this is once again a part of their victimhood narrative, and this is what's blocking them, because they feel that they should receive a lot more than what they do receive, but they are not actually giving anything, so they don't deserve that, but they don't see it. Okay. The third card is the root of the problem, or the inner motives. And what I'm getting here is the Prince of Swords. The Prince of Swords, that is the Knight of Swords. In this deck, the not the knight, but the page is a princess and the knight is a prince. So the Prince of Swords is the spoiled kid, someone who always expects others to do things for him. So their inner motive is that they want others to do the work for them. They don't want to do the work by themselves. This is why, for example, Meghan is saying it's not the way that we wanted to tell the story, but this is exactly what they did. They let others tell their stories so they could then come out and say it wasn't us. So this is a person that is waiting for others to do things for him. He is stubborn. He misses opportunities because of that. And he is someone who portrays himself as the warrior, but he actually is very lazy. So this is the root of the problem in everything that connects to the Sussexes, to their connection to the royal family, and to this docuseries. It took so long for this docuseries to even be on some kind of talk on when it's going to air, and Netflix hasn't confirmed it yet. And as Neil Sean says, Netflix are threatening the Sussexes that they will cut them off if it doesn't succeed. And this is why we have a sword here. So this is about their fears that things will not work the way that they want, and their fears that the things that they are saying will not be acceptable, but they are expecting others to do the work for them. The next card is the thoughts, the ideas, but the conscience motives. And what I'm getting here is the Two of Swords. Okay. Two of Swords is a card of balance, as it says here, but it is also a card of someone who is disengaged from reality, and because of that, is making all the mistakes that you can just think about. This is a person that is unable to cope with reality, and this is a person that, and this is the Sussexes themselves that are unable to see reality as it is, and this is why they are trying to create their narrative. They are hoping that people will see things their way, but their way is not the right way. And the next card after the Two of Swords is the Three of Swords, and this is a card of destruction and failure. So this is a card that shows that they are in depression, and this card is actually badly aspecting the cards that came before it. So we can look at all of the cards at their negative aspects, especially the Hangman, which is right next to it. So the Hangman, when we're looking at the negative aspects of the Hangman, and I'm sorry that I'm going back, but because of the negative aspects of the Two of Swords, we need to talk about the negative aspects of this card as well. So this is even more of a feeling that they are sacrificing themselves, more stubbornness, which goes very well with the Prince of Swords. This is a card of people that are stuck and lack of energy to change things and to go forward. And this is another card of laziness. So both of these cards are now just going so well together. The Prince of Swords and the Hangman, and that is because the Two of Swords is badly aspecting them. Okay, the next card is the recent past, and the recent past is the Nine of Swords. So this is a card of despair and justified despair. This is a really bad card because there is no way out. This is a card that shows that everything went wrong, and this is in the near past. And usually when we're looking at the near past, when we're looking at things that are not serving them anymore. So acting out of this feeling desperate and feeling that the worst will happen and being unable to act logically, this is what causes all of their troubles. So this card shows that they took all of the wrong advice, did everything out of wrong judgment. This shows that they are into very deep troubles. And this is another card that badly aspects the whole reading. So we see that everything that they had done at these docuseries was out of feeling desperate, out of being afraid of losing and afraid of failure. So they feel that Netflix is has this sword on top of them, and this is why we have swords here, so many swords in this reading up until now. And the sword is hanging over their head, and they know that if that docuseries doesn't succeed, they are going to be cut out completely, and they are afraid. So they are anxious, and they are acting out of feeling anxious. They are acting without seeing reality as it is, doing all of the wrong choices. So I believe that this docuseries has a lot of damaging information about the royal family. Probably most of it will be debunked because it's lies, because they are not seeing reality as it is. So they are going to say this is our truth. But there is also something that is called universal truth. And if you are saying that that you didn't hear the word therapy before you married your wife, or before you started working with GETTR, and you actually where with your brother you founded the Heads Together, which is all about therapy. When you said in the past that your brother was the one who got you into therapy, that you did a lot of therapy, so they are not consistent. They don't remember the things that they said in the past, and they really believe their lies, and they are really believing that they might be able to change public conception about them because of this docuseries. So what can we see for the near future? And for the near future, it's not going to succeed. The Five of Pentacles, that is a card of destruction and failure known in advance because of acting out of the Four of Pentacles energy. And the Four of Pentacles energy, as I say many times, it's a card of adhering to what you know because you feel threatened. But when you do that, you end up in hardship. You end up in destruction and failure. This is a card of loss. This is a card of being in a very difficult place. So all of this, even the cards that will come up in the future are cards that I'm going to look at the negative aspects of them, because so many bad cards in this reading up until now, they are badly aspecting all of this reading. So this is a card of losing. This is a card of being afraid of losing. This is a card of poverty, self-destruction, failure, financial problems. This is Netflix's financial problems. This is the Sussex's financial problems. This docuseries is going to fail. Okay. Next card is, what is the Sussex's point of view about this docuseries? And we see the Nine of Wands. So they feel that they are being defensive, that they just need to stand up towards one more obstacle, and then everything will be okay. But look at this person. He is completely naked, so he is vulnerable. He is he's locked behind in this cave, and the wands are just blocking him. So this is even worse than holding on towards the last obstacle. This is a card that shows people that are afraid, people that feel anxiety. This is a card of paranoia. And this is this is their point of view. This is how they see things. But they believe that if they just hold on towards that obstacle, if they just get that docuseries out and it will succeed, everything will turn out okay. But we can see by this card that it's not true, because they don't see reality as it is. They don't see that they are completely vulnerable. Okay, the next card is, how does Netflix see the docuseries and the Sussexes? And we see here Four of Wands. Now, Four of Wands, it's written here, success. And I believe that Netflix do believe that there is a possibility or a potential for success. Otherwise, they would have cut them off completely by now. But the Four of Wands is about going out into this victory quest, but enjoying the road. Now, because it's badly aspected with all the cards that came before it, and it's right near the Five of Pentacles, this is a card of impatience. This is a card of people that are not satisfied. This is a card of ultimatum. And this is exactly what Netflix did. They put an ultimatum to the Sussexes. You are going to agree to what the director says. You are going to agree to the docuseries to come out as it is. And otherwise, you are completely cut. And I don't know how Netflix is going to react to the fact that Meghan already is trying to distance herself from that. But this is a card that shows that they still have some kind of hope for success, but they are really impatient. They are not satisfied with what they got from the Sussexes up until now, and they gave the Sussexes an ultimatum. Okay, next card is the hopes and fears. And hopes and fears is usually for the Sussexes. And what I'm getting here is the Eight of Pentacles. So they want us to believe that they worked very hard. And they did not get a lot of money for that. They worked so hard for this docuseries. And we should appreciate their persistence and the fact that they put in so much work. But once again, it is badly aspected. Because it's badly aspected, we see once again people that feel that they are sacrificing themselves. And usually it is a sacrifice with no need. This is a people that are believing that everything is going to happen by itself. This is a card of people that are greedy. So actually, they hope to make a lot of money. They hope that it will succeed. They are afraid that people will see them as not the way that they want, and their whole sacrifice will not. By exposing themselves to the cameras, all of that is going to be for vain. So it's a vain sacrifice. Okay, so the outcome, the long-term outcome is death. So we can say that this is the death of the collaboration between the Sussexes and Netflix. We can also say that death is a card that speaks about the need to start living, and they need to realize that they need to start living their lives and just leave the monarchy, leave the royal family alone. This is also a card of change. And because it's negatively aspected, we see people that are feeling that nothing is changing. They want things to change. They want to change the public perception of them. We see that with the Hangman, we see that with the Six of Pentacles, that they want us to believe that they are giving. They don't see reality as it is. They really expect to be able to change the public perception and the way that they are seen, but it will not work. This is what the Death card in the reverse, or the Death card when it's badly aspected, is telling us. They will end up feeling that everything is the same, nothing really changed, and they will feel the failure. And the failure will only be worse because they expect some kind of victory. But this is not going to pan out well. Okay, so the oracle card is the wisdom of the house of Knight. And this is wisdom for Netflix, if we will get something that is that we can use as advice for Netflix. So what do Netflix need to know? So I will do another shuffle. And I will take out a card. So I will try to spread the deck and just take a card that is calling me. And this one. And what I'm getting here is focus. So this is the advice for Netflix. So the advice here is very simple. Netflix need to focus on the important things. They need to put the trivial things aside. They need to focus on the goal. And as we can see here, the child is using the bow and arrow. They want this bullseye, so they need to focus. Otherwise, it will not help. So they will not succeed. So if they want to succeed, they need to focus. And then they might achieve what they want. So they need to be to look at the things that they are doing and to make decisions, and very hard decisions, about the things that are not helping them and the things that are helping them. So they've decided to put a disclaimer for the crown, which is a good step. They will not take the crown completely off the air, but their decline started when they signed with the Sussexes. So they need to understand that this relationship with the Sussexes is not helping them. This is part of the things that they need to cut out. So focus on your goals, and then you will be able to succeed. So this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, share the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.